Hoi there, small fry, and welcome to another edition of Itch.io Tasty, the series where we put a random word into itch.io and see what random games we come up with. This week, well, everyone's been talking about the election and the presidential campaign and all that stuff, what with the old Iowa caucus and everything, so I thought I would be satirical and topical and really get to the meat of the matter by putting Trump into the search bar. Let's see what games we come up with when we search for Trump. The results are astonishingly disappointing, actually. We've only got 3, and none of them have any sound, so I've had to put my own music onto this. I can't use any sound effects from the game, so that's a disappointment. Anyway, let's get on with it. First up is Trumpy Town. Now, this game is actually our pick of the week, which should tell you something about the other candidates we've got running here. It's okay, kind of. It's on a pay-what-you-want thing, and if I was perfectly honest, I'd have to say I wouldn't even pay the minimum for it. It's kind of like Terraria, if Terraria was tiny and small and short and brief and shallow and had nothing going on. Otherwise, it's quite good. It's promising. I think that's what's tragic about this. In fact, it's what's tragic about all of the entries, it's promising. There's potential there. I like Terraria. I like those games where you buy a thing to put a thing in a thing, and that thing makes more money so that you can buy more things, and make more money to buy more things. That's a good setup, acquisition for acquisition's sake. It's very Trump-esque, and it's just, there's nothing there, there's no substance there, which disappoints me. It's a very brief game. Basically, you hit at zombies with Trump hair. You don't hit them with Trump hair, the zombies have Trump hair. You've got a stick, and as you hit them, they drop money, and you use the money to plant money trees, and that gets you more money so that you can build a little house and build a little cabinet thing, and then eventually build a general store. And as you do that, you get more weapons, so you go from a stick to a machete to a gun, and eventually Trump's big head appears. Just a big Trump head floats onto the screen, and I highly recommend you got the gun by that point, and you just stand there and shoot it by clicking in its general direction until it dies, and then money showers from the top of the screen, but you've got nothing to spend it on because you've already bought everything within the first minute, and that's it, game over. So I was a little let down because this could have been really something, and instead it's kind of not. So rather than being the huge game it could be, I'm going to have to give this one inappropriate sexual comment made about one's daughter out of 5. Great Wall of Trump is a satirical skewering of the Donald's policies as the theoretical wall that Trump alluded to keep out everyone who wasn't American is built in this game, and you've got to stop people crossing over the border to steal all of America's jobs, of course. You control Trump's MS Paint head as he goes around and picks up all the other MS Paint heads, and then you press a button and he flings them over the wall. And you can only collect a certain amount before Trump gets full, and you have to throw them all before you get more people, and that's about it. It was a Ludendare challenge game, and that kind of shows. It was clearly made very quickly. It's free, of course, so, you know, don't judge it too harshly, no one's making you buy it and all that stuff, but I am a little let down. Again, there was stuff that could be done with the idea of a Trump wall, but it's just not there. I mean, it doesn't look good, it doesn't play very well, and every time you die, you can't even restart. You've got to close the game down and bring it back up again, which would make this a bugger to record. So for that, I'm going to have to give this one just 1 superior college education out of 15. Very, very let down there. Very let down. The biggest disappointment, though, is Trump Agachi. This is our third and final pick, and this is something that really could have been brilliant. It's built as a virtual pet, but it's really just a texty adventure. It's very similar. In fact, it's indistinguishable in many ways from a Twine game. Now, Twine games can be good, but when you tell me you're giving me Trump Agachi and you're actually calling it a virtual pet, I expect Trump Agachi. The name alone promises so much, and the final product delivers so little. Basically, you get 3 options: feed, nurture, punish, and as you click on each one, it gets closer and closer to election day. And it's full of biting satire and topical witticisms like you value style over substance and feed Trump's ego, etc, etc, etc. And you're interrupted during your caring of the Trumpagotchi by a figure that warns you that you can't let Trump win, otherwise something terrible will happen. and eventually you get to the end point, it's election day, Trump wins, makes America great again, people die, and it's a terrible dystopian future, and it turns out you were trying to warn yourself from the future because there's a time machine or something. I don't know if there's a win state, I don't know if Trump's rise can be stopped in the game. All I know is that it's Trumpagotchi. It's called Trumpagotchi, and I don't get a virtual pet. The things I would do with a Trumpagotchi, not sexual things, I never said anything about sex, but don't leave me with that bit before you sneeze and just leave it there without the chew bit, because I want a virtual Trumpagotchi boy. I want it on my phone, I want it on my 3DS, I want it inside my life. You could give him things, and he could go, you know, like he does. I can't really do a good impression of Trump, but you know, he's always like, I mean, the fact this doesn't even have sound. Like, I expected a Tamagotchi-shaped egg, you know, with a little Trump inside it going, like that, and I didn't get it. And I didn't get anything from any of these things. And that's the real disappointment here, is that there's so much potential in Trump games, and Itch.io has 3 of them, and none of them live up to the promise. The world has been delivered a gift in Trump. Not in terms of political legitimacy, not in terms of actually being good for individual people or any kind of demographic that isn't a billionaire, but in terms of satire and making the world laugh with songs and hearty ribaldry. Donald Trump is an asset in that one specific regard, and it's not being seized upon by the game industry. What the fuck? This is inexcusable. It's unacceptable that you put Trump into Itch.io and that's what you get. Where the hell is everybody? Are they all sitting on their fucking thumbs? This is bullshit, and I won't stand for it. And when I'm president, I'm going to make sure that everyone's making Donald Trump games. I'm going to make sure that Trumpagotchi is an actual Trumpagotchi, not a text adventure. Not a text adventure. There's a time and a place for text adventures, and Trumpagotchi is neither the time nor the place. You don't even get anything if you put Clinton or Sanders into Itch.io, so that's the next 2 weeks of potential ideas buggered. Make America great again with more Donald Trump games, please. Until next time, get itchy and stay tasty. What a letdown.